This is Faiz from mirrorlessmacro.blogspot.com, and today I will be showing you how to build your very own macro flash reflector. My last tutorial I showed you how to build this thing here, which is the macro diffuser. Today we're going to be focusing more on the reflector here. Okay, so basically the purpose of the reflector is to direct the light from the flash head onto your diffuser. Purpose of the diffuser is to spread the light evenly, okay, to prevent any kind of like hot spots, overexposure. Without this, your subject is just going to be like one blob of white light. That's not what you want on, face of the spider or face of the beetle or whatever you're shooting. I think before I begin the tutorial, I think I will just give a quick rundown of the system that I use, the setup that I use, because in my previous video there were many people asking, why is your system so small? So basically, let me just quickly run through the different components of my setup. So this is what I'll be showing you how to make. The black portion here, this front portion here is not necessary because if your flash, I think most cameras and most flash, they have the exposure compensation down here that you can adjust the light, so you don't really need this. I like this because I'm able to have like a softer light. Before the light reaches this, it would hit this first, it will spread the light, and then this would do the rest. So let me just remove the thing, the reflector here. Okay, if you notice, I can actually flat pack it and I can just put it in the back onto my system. Okay, this is a mirrorless system. This is an Olympus ONDEM1 Mark 1. The first system, the first model. I know they have a latest one, which is a Mark 2. I don't think it is justifiable for me to move, to go for the upgrade, because this is all I need, and I think having 30 megapixels, I think, or 20 megapixels is a bit too much. Megapixels to me, it is important, but it's not everything. Because for me, what is more important is actually the quality of light, right? You can have 50 megapixels, but if you do not know how to control that light coming from your flash, then it's of no use. It is like driving a Lamborghini, but with Toyota brakes. I bought it second hand. I'm still using it after 3 years. The lens, as for the lens, I'm using an Olympus 60mm f2.8. This is smaller than my palm. On the lens here, I have a flashlight. The purpose of the flashlight is to allow me to focus onto my subject at night, okay, or even during the day. But where I'm shooting most of the time is pretty dark, and I like to shoot at night. So by having this, I'm able to focus on my subject. Okay. On the lens, I have a step-up ring. The purpose of the step-up ring is to basically, for me to place my diffuser, and then it will stop it from actually falling off. And then on top of that, it is for me to actually attach my Raynox. Instead of having, I see a lot of macro photographers actually, they screw the Raynox on like this, directly onto the lens, right? And I think it's a bit time consuming, especially when you have a spider jumping and you need to, position the camera quickly. So that is why I prefer having it like this, so I can just, when I need it, I'll just clip it on like that. Right? As for the flash, I'm using a Meiki MK320 flash. It is a cheap flash. Cost me, I think, about $70. It has very fast recycling time. Let me show you the stuff that you need to build this. Okay. So for the inner lining okay, because you want the flash, you know, all of its power to, you know, go straight onto the diffuser. You don't want to lose any power, so that's why I use silver tape. So this is the first thing that you need. Okay, for the body itself, okay, you would need a corrugated board, any board. This material is pretty durable. Okay, before I begin this part of the tutorial, I would like to make a disclaimer that I will not be able to give you the exact dimensions for the build of the reflector, for a very simple reason is that you probably would have a different setup from me. You're probably using a different lens, different flash, so obviously the dimension is going to be different for you. So my suggestion would be that you take whatever that I show in the video, the tips and the pointers, and then you adjust accordingly to your own needs. Personally, for me, I do not like to have my reflector too big, too wide, for the very simple reason is that most of the time I'm out there, you know, sticking my camera into bushes and tight spots. So I like to keep it as small as possible. So rule of thumb for me is that I generally do not like to have my reflector jutting out more than 5 centimeters on both ends. Okay, so you can have it as wide as you want, it's up to you, but I like to keep it as small as possible. So 5 centimeters of both ends. Okay, as for the breadth of the reflector, important consideration would be the length of your lens and the length of your flash. I personally like to have my reflector slightly above, you know, jutting out from the lens. If you look at it from this way, okay, you do not want to have it too short, you know. Worse still, have it all the way back here, because then the light will not be able to hit anything. So you want to have it, you know, just over the lens. And then another important consideration would be when you have your diffuser on, you want to make sure that the reflector, the tip of the reflector would touch the top of the reflector, okay, top of the diffuser, sorry. Okay, you don't want to have it this way, because then you will have huge loss of light here. So you want to have it really right here, where it meets here. So you could take a, you know, a clip and clip these two ends together. Again, summary: the length of the deflector shouldn't be more than 5 centimeters on both ends. The breadth of the reflector should be according to the length of your lens. Okay, the top part of the front part of the reflector should be touching your diffuser. Okay, so for the next part, once I have measured the exact rectangular piece that I need, after taking into consideration the length of the lens and, you know, how much you want to have the reflector jutting out from both ends, I will then cut out the piece from the bigger board. This is a, I don't know what you call this. This is a corrugated board. It's plastic. Okay, so it is 14 centimeters by 22 centimeters. So this is what, according to the size of my system, this is what I need. And then what I do next is I would be applying tape, silver tape, on one end of one side of the board. Okay, so Once you're done with the board, it will look something like this. So the bottom part covered with the shiny silver tape, and then the top part with the black tape. So once you're done, you will proceed to the next part, which is basically attaching the reflector onto the flash. So you definitely need an extension. So again, you just grab a small piece from the bigger board that you have, cut it to size. So you're just going to make sure that it fits exactly the size of the flash. You don't want it too big, right? Too big, the rubber band may not be able to wrap properly around the flash. So you either want it same size or smaller. So also remember that the flash is usually seated off center. Very rarely you find hot shoe that is seated directly in the middle of the camera. Okay, so do take note. And then once you are done, once you're happy with the position of the this part here, then you just place your reflector over. Okay, and then do leave some space here, because you will be putting some rubber bands around this portion here, because this is be used to attach the reflector onto the flash with a rubber band. So you got to make sure that there's enough space here. Okay, so once you're done, so this is about right. Just gonna eyeball it. So again, it's not directly center, but it's slightly off center to the left. So what I do is, I'll take a piece of silver tape. So once you're happy with the position, just get another piece of tape and then just stick it over like that. Okay, so I'll add another layer. What you do is you do the same on the other side. So you get some black tape, and then you just cover it, tip it over like that. You want to make sure it's as secure as possible. Okay, so this is what you have. I think this looks just about right. Okay. So once you're done building the this attachment, fixing it onto the main reflector, this is where you'll be putting it onto the flash. What you want to do is you want to build the flap. So there are many ways you can do this, but this is how I do it. Basically, this is the purpose of the flap. Right? So the light will bounce off these two ends and move towards the direction of the diffuser, as opposed to having it flat like that. I mean, you could do that as well, but it would be good if you could have a flap like that. Right? So this is how it looks on the back. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your pen and then choose the shortest end, it's this one, okay, and then you want to draw a line from the top all the way to the bottom here, okay, and then you're just going to cut it across. Okay, so once you have cut this piece off, what you want to do is you want to have the same size on the other end. So just flip it over like that. Take your pen, just draw a line like that. Then you repeat the same process. Okay, so now that you have your flaps, you have to find a way to attach it back, right? So one way I do it is basically tape up the whole top part, the bottom part here with silver tape. You wouldn't want to be doing it the other way, because when you tape it from the top, you won't be able to bend it downwards, right? So you will do it from the bottom. So the last part of the whole process is to, once you have spammed the bottom part here with the silver tape, and you think it's enough to add support to the joints, then you're good. So the last thing that you want to do is to get to steal some hair bands from your partner, and just to wrap it around this portion here, and then you're good to go. So what I have is I have another rubber band here. This is how I attach it. I'll just put it like that, and then this rubber band goes over the whole thing. Okay. So it's done. All you need to do is to attach the diffuser, and it's done. There you have it, a macro reflector of your own. Okay, again, if you find that there is still a gap here, what you can do is to get a clip and just clip the top together like this. Okay, once you're done shooting, take it out, pull it off, pull it out from the flash, and then you're done. So again, take whatever you can from this video and apply it to your own build, because as I've said, you have totally different setup from me. You may have a totally different setup from me, so customize it according to your own needs. Alright, so I hope you enjoy and good luck.